baby boomers the most important target audience in your market? And I'm just going to start at the top and let's see who we got. We got Beth and I. Brandon, you're next online. What do you think? Is that the biggest portion of your market, or is it younger people, millennial, Gen Z? What do you got?
Thinking back to the master class we did back in the spring or winter, it was. I think the stat was something like 60% of home buyers right now are millennials. Does that ring a bell? I'm not sure, but
It's a big number.
yeah, it's a lot harder to get a review, in my experience, from a boomer than it is a millennial.
Yeah. Now, and so, Brandon, what would you say, because you live in a smaller community that's, very pretty homogeneous, what would you say the average transaction value of homes that are selling there in your market? 300,000 or
No, they're I would say on the low end, 300. So you're probably looking at 400, yeah, 400,000 probably kind of the average, I would say.
yeah,
430
420,
maybe.
426 I saw nationwide the other day, for average home price. Okay, so Gen Zs and others must be doing well in your market. I mean, your market's still dynamic, they're doing well and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because for people to buy a $300,000 house, the income at 7% is still pretty steep, the income
Oh,
requirement.
I can't imagine trying to buy a house right now with the payment.
Yeah. Yeah, we look at that too. We're like, oh, well, we own one with a high payment and one with a low payment, I mean, interest rate. We got one with a six and then something, and we got one with a 2 point something. So that's the pain is there on the other one for
Oh yeah.
sure. So okay. So the biggest challenge with boomers. So the boomers that you have in your market, can you get any reviews from them?
Pretty difficult on occasion, but they just don't have that buy-in. They just want that excellent service. They don't want to invest anything beyond, the payment. That's good enough for them.
Hmm. Now, Chad, what about your market? Are boomers still purchasing? Are they big? Are they the biggest buying group? Who you got?
I would say that I haven't run the numbers, but
Sure.
most of them are millennials. I would say the
Wow.
vast majority.
And
The
Chad, you're in a big market. I mean, you're not in some small market like Brandon. You're in a big market. So,
Yeah, that I mean the older folks. Um, we used to do a bunch. We have a couple of neighborhoods that are just you know 55 plus kind of communities.
mhm.
We were there all the time, and that's dropped off significantly. We don't go there maybe handful of times a year anymore.
Wow. Now that's interesting. That is interesting. Keith, how about you? The boomers still going, or are the boomers being replaced as your primary market by somebody else?
Yeah, millennials are kind of kicking in. I average home sales about 285. We've got a few national builders in here that are offering the 4% commission, and they're doing everything in house. So we've got a lot of new construction going on over here.
Okay. So boomers are less important to you than they have been in the past.
That's true. Yeah, millennials are really really kicking in right now.
Wow. Incredible. Now, Joe, how about yourself in your market? Where are you located, and are boomers a big portion of your business?
Hey guys, I'm gonna turn my video on.
Okay.
I'm in Cleveland, Northeast Ohio.
Mhm.
And I hardly do any boomers. It's mostly millennial and maybe Gen X. So 25 to 45 probably is where the bulk of my clients are. And I think millennial and next up Gen Z, they're using online ratings. So I think it's very important.
Yep.
Yeah, they're the ones doing it for sure. John, how about in your market? You got any old folks? I mean, in your market, nobody can afford to if you're not under 60, a place where you live.
I just looked it up because I heard the conversation. The average price in the city I live in Shelton, Connecticut, is 520. The average sale price.
Wow.
Wow.
And I got a pretty good mix because I'm getting the boomers that are downsizing and going into a condo, or the boomers that are, I just did one this week for they're helping their son buy a house. So I'm getting them some of those, but mostly it's the younger folks. But the boomers are probably not the ones leaving the Google reviews. It's the younger ones.
Yeah, they're not. I will tell you that I used to, and I'm in the boomer age for sure. And I used to not do it, leave a bunch of reviews, but because we've been teaching this forever, and I know it's so important that I really take an extra time and effort to really give good reviews for products, services, and other things that I like. But my friends don't. They don't do it. Like Brandon said, they expect good service. You can just don't give that. They might give you a review, but or
Yeah.
scream at you. But the fact of the matter is, they're not doing it. So they're not really that valuable right now for you guys. But we agree they're the hardest bunch to get reviews from. Let's look on and say, let's change out baby boomers because we're really not doing it and talking about them that much. Let's talk about what's the biggest challenge. I know when we did some teaching on reviews a year or so ago, I looked up the stats and I looked up this survey on millennial behavior. And because what happens is that generation and Gen X are there, we have to be able to adjust our strategies to that. One of the things I noticed was in analyzing that information was that millennials want to help you co-create your brand. Okay, and so when I say that, what they mean, they want to help you make your brand better based on their experience. Okay. Have you guys seen that in the reviews they give you? What are they saying to you in a review? Are they just saying great inspection, or are they giving you more types of information? What do you think about Brandon? Let's start with you again because you're at the top of my screen.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, a lot of times it's, sometimes they'll drop a name in there. So they're kind of giving kudos to the inspector. A lot of times they'll reference the report and the videos we embed in the report. So I mean, they'll go into the details on what they really appreciated. We always encourage the client to be there. So they'll mention, hey, we really liked being there and talking to the inspector and that kind of thing. So yeah, they'll definitely go into it. I mean, obviously you get the handful of that are just like straight 5-star reviews, no comments or anything, or just like a one-liner. But I would say a majority of them go, one or two extra lines probably to kind of give some of that feedback.
Mm-hmm. So when they help you co-create their brand, one of the studies said was that if you don't respond to that in a meaningful way, they feel slighted because they took their time to provide you information on what they liked and maybe could have seen you improve on.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you don't respond, they feel slighted. So how is it you work that?
I mean, we've kind of got a little system going. I shared a little bit about how we've been testing out how do we, I think we got something almost 40 reviews, all of them 5-star, of course, right? But almost 40 reviews just this month alone, in August. And that just gets kind of overbearing to how do you actually go in and respond to those meaningfully. So we've been using AI to kind of respond to some of those, but we've always coached, hey, let's pick one or two things. If they mention something that we've gone above and beyond on, they like to report in the videos, let's mention that in our response. So that's something that we've always done. But we've just gotten really good at getting reviews lately that now we've turned to AI to kind of help us with that.
So let me ask you this. When you're providing a meaningful review, do you provide a call to action in your review?
Not
To be sure and tell your friends and family, hey, thanks so much for those kind words. And we would really love to get you to help us grow our business by telling us about your friends and family, some little kind of blurb like that, a call to action. Is that something you guys normally do or don't?
We haven't specifically done that, no.
Okay. That's awesome. I mean, I think you should. I
Yeah.
mean, let's go ahead and talk about the love they're giving you, and then let's ask for some more business.
Yeah.
Because if they loved you, why wouldn't they refer you to the friends and family? But as a strong marketer, you have to tell people what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So Chad, let's go to you. How about when you get reviews from the millennials and the Gen Zs, is it a one-liner? Chad's team did a great job, or they showed up on time, everything was just okay. Are they talking to you in a review?
Well, I'd say it's a mix. It's a mix of one-liners and something that is more specific, just like Brandon. Um, but yeah, we I don't know that we've ever done the call to action part. Uh, I'd have to go back and read what my replies were, but I always mention something specific to what they said.
Mhm.
So it's not just thank you for your kind words. Bye. Yeah, I'm pick out something that they said and say, I really appreciate you noticing this kind of a thing.
Uh-huh.
And that makes it more. It's not an automated response. You know,
Yeah, I like that because
it's
there's nothing more annoying than that. Except maybe automated attendant when you call. That's
right.
annoying as hell, and then to take your time to give a response and nobody does it. But I'm gonna tell you, the majority of people that I send reviews to, other businesses never reply, never respond.
Yeah.
Why is that, Ken? Why do you think that is?
I think that they, first, I think it's ignorance. And again, remember, ignorance is unknowing. So they just don't know that that makes a difference. And I think oftentimes maybe they don't have anybody in charge of it, or they don't have a policy or a team that does it. But I shared with you a couple of weeks ago where the company sent me, somebody in their marketing department sent me a handwritten note to thank me. That was powerful. You know what happened? I'm still using them now because of it. They might not be the cheapest price, but they got great service and they appreciate my business. So I think that's they're just not thinking through it. There isn't any, you can't say thank you too many times. And you know what happens is, and I say this to you guys all the time, how much money do we spend on chasing new business? Go ahead and fess up. All of it. Our whole marketing budget goes there, doesn't it?
It
We got to
does.
kiss that next butt, man. Get that next piece of business in. Go ahead and get the lipstick out because we're going to put it on that pig. We're chasing new business 100% of the time, but all you got to do is say thank you to the people that already love you. And I bet what you can do is get some more business for no money, no
Mhm.
extra money. They already know you, like you, and trust you. So that's what I was saying to Brandon, you guys, listen, put a call to action in there. How about this? How about putting keywords in there? Hey, thanks for your, allow me to do your home inspection in Lady Lake, Florida. We really appreciate it. We've served Lady Lake for X amount of time, and, we would love to serve your family and friends as well if they need a home inspection or if they just have a home inspection question. We'd love for them to call us. So introduce some of your keywords into the areas in which you serve. Okay, just as natural flows, just like that.
Mhm.
Okay, so that'll be another thing. So then your reviews start to show up for Lady Lake Home Inspector. Okay, that has tremendous SEO value when you add keywords into these things. But it also makes it natural. Hey, where did you do the inspection? We did it in Lady Lake, or we did it in Ocala, Florida, or Gainesville, Florida. So I would add keywords and a call to action. And I know Brandon is a little bit overwhelmed, and this is a staffing issue, but I have a love hate with AI. We're beta testers for AI. We test all kinds of things. Dill, he's in on it. We're all testing AI, every aspect of AI, whether it's to help answer the phone for overflows or whatever. And so what we're really looking at is if you give a personal response and you, like you guys have said, are mentioning something about it, I really am glad that you like the inspection report because we worked a lot of hours getting that thing, adjusted to where our customers appreciate it. And oh, by the way, if there's something else you'd like to see in the report, just drop me an email or chat on our live chat or do something else. See, then they really think, wow, they really appreciated it. Okay, so then you said, okay, Ken, hold on, hold on. How much time can I spend on a review? Well, how much money did you spend on new business? Okay, so I got a minute to say thank you, right? I know your mama told you to do it, so you better be doing it. Okay, because don't mess with mama. She done said say thank you. Not you can't say thank you enough. It's like making a first impression. You only get one chance. So, but you shouldn't, here's one of the rules. It's called certain, sure, soon, certain, and positive reinforcement of the behavior you want. So soon, certain, and positive reinforcement. Somebody gives you a review. So what do? You immediately write back, right? And it's a positive response. And guess what? You share with them what step you want them to take next. Okay. I want you to refer us to your friends and family because you love us. Okay. So that's it. So Keith, how about you? What kind of reviews are you getting? Your inspector was a mutt, or no, we had a great time and the report was
Yeah,
excellent, or
just generic. There's really nothing over the top. Pleased with the service, pleased with the, the promptness of the phone call. Excellent customer service, just very generic.
okay. I'm going to come back on all of these points because these are very good points. John, how about yourself? What are the people saying to you?
You get 3 or 4 reviews in a row that are one-liners. He did a great job. And then every now and then you get one that's a full paragraph and I really like that. I try to respond. I do respond to all of them, but I think my responses are starting to sound all very much the same. In the past you said we should be saying, hey, thank you for uh it was a pleasure to work with you in your Shelton home and things like that, like
Mhm.
you said about Lady Lake. Um, and I'm always hesitant to put where I met them and things like that in there because I don't know if I don't know, messing with their privacy, by saying where they came from. I haven't done some of that. I probably ought to. One recently, the guy said it was nice to meet you, blah 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 blah, and I said, yeah, it was nice to meet you, and I added his wife's name in. But I never even know if I should be doing that.
Yeah, yeah. I think that when people give you a review like that, you're going to be fine. And you didn't give their physical address. I mean, it's not like you doxed them. I mean, you just
No.
said, hey, thanks for the Lady Lake, home inspection. If you know anybody else in this area, or maybe Shelton, but maybe in the next city, once you serve also, I'd love to help them as well.
Yeah.
So it's in a nice way you're doing it. But people feel good about it when you respond to them. So I think that you shouldn't. I don't know. I don't think that would be a worry for me. I don't think that would.
Okay.
Now, Joe, how about yourself? You obviously you're getting a mix, but how about are you getting predominantly the more than one line, or?
I would say predominantly more than one line. I also want to just touch on, I do think it's very valuable to reply. So, because I think as a potential customer is reviewing your reviews, they're also looking at the responses. So I think using proper, polite responses is very valuable as well. I think two mine are probably starting to sound the same. Congratulations on your new home. It was a pleasure meeting you. So maybe we can look at other ways of doing that. While you guys were talking, I was thinking maybe in our responses, we put some ways to attract more potential buyers in there. Say, hey, if you're reading reviews, give me a call. Just something silly. Anything to change it up somehow. Um, my biggest issue is I have a very poor return on reviews, but I think my customers are happy. I average 25 to 30 inspections a month as a one-man operation, but I get 2 to 3 reviews a month. So I'm less than 10, maybe 10% at best. And I'm trying to figure out ways to improve on that.
We'll talk about systems in a minute for sure, because that's important because you could be the best home inspector in the world, but if you don't get enough reviews, then that's happening. And where are they giving reviews? If they give you paper reviews and write it down, that's not really good enough today in digital markets. So we'll talk about that.